Caroline Brennan, and this is my creative project. So before I did the project, I looked at our learner profiles, and this particular module that I've designed is not applicable to literacy beginners, but it is for the other profiles in the centre. So there are three components to it: the module itself, a flyer, and a website. So if we look at the information on the module, you'll find that on the website. So it's celebrating cultures, and it's the equivalent of a QQI level 3. It's 100% collection of work, and the delivery is in person. And for this project, there's an online option. So in terms of accessibility, we are encouraging our learners, if there is a way that we can impart information that is more suitable for them, that they can let us know, so they have a say. In terms of learning outcomes, they're describing what culture is, explaining terms relating to culture, researching their cultural identity, researching different cultures, outlining how Irish culture has been impacted or influenced by external cultures, and creating opportunities to share this knowledge with others, celebrating different cultures in a local context, and discussing what life would be like if we didn't have any influence of cultures outside of Ireland. In terms of the assessment criteria, I have based this on a QQI level 3 intercultural awareness. So if we look at the learning outcomes and then the assessment criteria, that details what would be expected to be seen in the portfolio itself. So the learning outcomes that are shaded in blue, these are learning outcomes that are edited. There is one that I have kept the same, and there are some that I have taken out of the original, and there are 3 new ones that I have come up with. I've also detailed that if this is taught in another centre, that it doesn't necessarily have to be a group project that share their knowledge, that there are other ways that they can provide evidence for the module itself. I considered a choice board, but ultimately ruled it out because I wanted this to be a more collaborative approach. And what I've done is I've given the group the choice of how they share the information they've learned, rather than an individualistic approach. When looking at the inclusive education pyramid, I am aiming to be at that level 1, hopefully by providing multiple means of engagement, action and expression that will be achieved. So if we look at the website, which is digitising the information that we discuss in class and outlining a celebration of Cultures Day that the learners have decided they want to include as part of the module itself, this is highlighting all the different cultures that are in our centre and some information about the event. We have some information on what culture is, a video on some of the terms and outlining them. We have them labelled, and we have some images to help learners with their understanding as well. So we go over this in class, the learners say out loud what they have learned, and then we put it all together in the website itself. So aside with this, we have the Just Because poems. So this is a template that learners can use, and it's around stereotyping. So they're writing a poem of their lived experience, really to highlight how similar we are rather than the differences that we have. So this is an example that one of our learners, Taisir, has written, who's from Sudan. And if we look at the top, there is a video of her as well, so you can listen or watch the poem in action. The template for these poems are going to be given to all of the ESOL learners in the centre, and they are going to do this as a workshop with their learners. So the learners can read their poem on the day of the celebration of cultures, or they can send it to me beforehand and I will add it to the website so they can contribute in a way that's meaningful for them. Food is a big part of culture, so I have a sample here, tea brack recipe. So again, nice big font, we've pictures highlighting everything. And on the day, we're encouraging learners to bring a native dish. So we're going to photograph them, label them, and add those to the website as well. We have some examples of folklore from Korea, and one of our learners has written a story that she heard when she was growing up to highlight folklore that they have heard and experienced. We have a section on customs, and at the moment we have some Irish proverbs in there, but as we look more into this, the learners are going to add some more information that we discuss in class, and then I will add it to the website. We've just looked at music, so we have some samples of Irish music here through YouTube and through a Spotify playlist. We're going to create a collaborative playlist that highlights all of the music in the centre from the different cultures. And when we look at art, we will also have a selection of art from different cultures too. As well as the website, I've created a flyer. So with this flyer, it's showing the learners same information in a condensed form, but for the learners that don't have access to a website or don't have the digital skills, all the information is there for them and how they can contribute to the day of celebrating cultures. And to encourage digital skills, we have a QR code that they can use to access the web too. So this information is going to be shared with the entire centre, and we're encouraging all of the students to get involved. So these are all the different ways that the learners in the centre are going to help out or contribute. In terms of UDL guidelines, nurturing joy and play is first and foremost. We're addressing biases, we're fostering collaboration and belonging, community. We're developing awareness of self and others. We're clarifying vocabulary. We're illustrating through multiple media. We're connecting prior knowledge to new learning. We are building fluencies, addressing biases, setting meaningful goals, organising information through the website, and of course, challenging exclusionary practices. In terms of policy documents, I've looked at the ALL strategy in terms of integrating literacy, plain English, a UDL approach, the UDL for FET practitioners, of course, the altitude report in terms of reducing barriers to learning, future FET transforming learning. And in terms of legislation, I've looked at the Equal Status Act, the Web Accessibility Directive. The website is compatible with Edge and Chrome in terms of using the accessibility tools and plugins. The Disability Act of 2005, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities in terms of the general principles, accessibility, freedom of expression, education. And in terms of the materials for the module itself, there is accessibility in action here. I've also had to look at Data Protection Act because the learners are sharing information, photographs and videos, so there is consent from them to share to the website as well. In terms of models of inclusion, the medical model, the learners are self-disclosing and they can disclose any reasonable accommodations they may need, but hopefully they won't need to with the structure of the module. In terms of human rights, there's integrated literacy, humanistic approach. There's a dialogical approach with agency for learners. In terms of social capital, we have a diverse group of learners in the class and in the centre, and we want them to reach their full potential, whatever that might be for them. In terms of critical pedagogy, we want to help our learners to recognise that they have a choice and a voice. That's why this project is very much learner-led. So in terms of learning theories, we are hosting this Celebration of Cultures Day because we want to create an environment that is really helping to reinforce that inclusive behaviour. So we're modelling the behaviour that we want to see in the centre. In terms of cognitivism, we have the learning pyramid here and all the different ways that I hopefully have helped student retention rates in the module itself. In terms of constructivist theory, we're looking at Vygotsky and the zone of proximal development. So in action, we've tutor, peer support, centre support. We have worksheets, homework to think about their next steps with the project. There's agency of choice. We have learners no longer prompted to use their voice. They're adding to the conversation on topics freely as the course progresses. And then it's culminating with support and encouragement during the celebration of cultures. They're sharing their knowledge with a larger unknown group. So if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them for you.